everyone, Sandra here at Homesteading Ways, and I'm in the kitchen again because today we're going to be canning up ground beef. It's actually pretty simple to do, so let's just go ahead and get started. Now if you didn't already know it, canning any kind of meat has to be done in a pressure canner. So get your canner set up. Get the water in there, get your clean jars in there, get them, put them on a low heat so that they start warming up, and then get your other supplies ready and waiting as well, like your lids, your rings, your ladle, all that kind of stuff. Okay, after you got your canner set up, it's time to brown up that ground beef. Now this is about where I want it. I don't want to cook it any further than this. You want to get it brown, but you don't want it cooked all the way because it'll lose a bunch of flavor that way, and it will also continue to cook in the canner. You want it like this. See, you can see here that there's some grease in there. Now when you're canning ground beef, whether you raised it yourself, bought it from a farmer, or just got a deal at the supermarket, what matters most is how lean it is. The leaner the ground beef, the better, because the less fat, the better. If you have too much fat in your jars, you run the risk of the seals failing somewhere down the road, either in initial canning or while they're in storage, and you really don't want to do that. So cook your meat about halfway through. This might even be a little bit more than I usually do it, but do that and then drain it. Oh, by the way, I'm doing about 5 pounds. Do however many you want, but a rule of thumb is about a pound, give or take, per pint jar, and that's what I'm doing. I'm doing pints. And I'm also going to be canning this in beef broth. I make my own beef broth, so go ahead and use yours, or buy some from the store, or if you need to, just go ahead and use water and beef bouillon. You're going to need about, I'd say around a half a teaspoon of bouillon per jar. But let's get this drained. Okay, so once your beef is ready and your broth has been boiling, you're going to get your jars out and get it in there. Alright, let's get this set up. Here's my jars, here is my broth, and here is my beef. So we'll get that on there. And if you need to break it up some more, go ahead and do that. But you're just going to put it in there. Geez, I really did cook this a little bit longer than I had anticipated. It's not the end of the world, but try and make it a little more pink. It does look a little more brown in the video than it actually is, but it's still more brown than I would have wanted. And you need about 1 inch headspace. So you're going to pack this in loosely. You don't want it tight. So get it in there, and then we're going to do our broth. Well, actually, you can leave that on for the broth. Now, I have a quart of broth here, and I'm thinking that'll be plenty. But if it's not, then I'll just add a little bit more. And again, you're looking for that inch head space. So once you got that, then you're going to get your air bubbles out. Make sure, excuse me, you go around really well and get those bubbles out. Oops. If you need to top off with some more broth, then go ahead and do that. Which I very well may here. I'm looking at it. And I need just a little bit more in each jar. Not a lot, but a little. Then we're going to wipe our rims. Make sure to wipe them really well because you don't want any grease on there. Go ahead and get your lids and your rings. Finger tight. Jars are already a little bit hot, so we're going to grab this, get them in our canner, and finish our other jars. When I'm done, I'll be back. Okay, lucky day for me, I had enough beef for 6-pint jars instead of the 5. So they're all in there. I'm going to get the lid on, and I'm going to process this for 75 minutes at 12 pounds. Now go ahead and check for your own altitude and your own canner. This is a Presto 16 quart. But for my altitude, it is 12 pounds, and pints are always for 75 minutes. So I'm going to get the lid on, get this going, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's all done. Well, there you go. They're all out of the canner, and they look good. And so there's one ping there. So I hope you guys try canning beef, if you the ground beef, if you haven't done it before. Really comes in handy for those busy days and you know, need to get supper on the table really quick. But if you like the video, make sure to thumbs up it and subscribe if you're not a subscriber already. That would be awesome of you. Catch us on Facebook and Instagram. And it was nice talking to you. You take care.